Good day, everyone. My name is Aiyegbeni Favour, and I'll be giving a 3 minute thesis presentation on research-based view. Research-based views of the approach to an organization's competitive advantage is based on its resources, and it has been researched as far back as 1980s and 1990s. Manfred and Banley. Research-based view is a managerial framework that determines the strategic resources used for sustainable competitive advantage. And research-based view is also the view that resources are heterogeneous, meaning that firms possesses different strategies for their organization. A very good example of this is the competition between Samsung and Apple Incorporation, where Samsung is actually they are actually operating in the same market space, and they're both selling the same things, which is the Samsung phones and tablets. But Apple uses a different strategy. Apple sells phones at a higher price because of a very good brand reputation, which is the heterogeneous resources that Apple possesses. Samsung, on the other hand, uses a different strategy and sells phones at a much cheaper price. Samsung cannot operate with the same strategy Apple has because Samsung doesn't have the brand reputation that Apple has. And this reputation is the heterogeneous resources, which brings me to the view that resources are immobile. When a firm possesses certain resources, they cannot be moved from one firm to another firm, which means that for a firm to compete fairly, the firm would have to possess a different strategy to be able to compete. Not all resources are of the same importance. And to be able to find out key resources for competitive advantage, there is a criteria for that, which is the VRIN, meaning that should be valuable, resources should be rare, resources should be imperfectly imitable, and resources should be non-substitutable. Going back further in research, Barney discovered that not only do researchers have to meet this criteria, but they also have to be able to be organized by firm and be able to derive firms also have to be able to derive value from the resources which they possess. Being of the view that a firm has to look inward for its competitive advantage rather than looking at its external resources is not complete. So the industrial organizational based view looks more of the external forces as also a source of sustaining competitive advantage. So in order to balance this in the future, research based view should be combined with industrial organizational based view. Thank you very much for listening.